Gina DeLuca here. Okay, so today I have the pleasure of introducing y'all to a new product. It's from the Fluid Art Company, fluidart.co. And they have a line of Chameleon pigments. And this one is called Pretentious. And it is super cool. It's like a purple and a green and a pink. It is a really, really cool color. So let me tell you, this stuff is called Stuck Up Pigs. It's not part of the This Little Piggy line because of the cost, basically. It's much more expensive than This Little Piggy pigments. I mean, obviously, you know, there's quite a process that you have to go through to get that. So these are about, I think it was $12.97 per gram, which is very expensive. So you probably don't want to be using this in flip cups and straight pours unless you have that kind of money. And in that case, my PayPal link is in the description box below. But yeah, so these are great if you work with resin and do resin molds, and you can like dust the resin mold with the pigment and you get that full flash from it. It's beautiful. I don't work with resin yet, so I can't play with it that way. But I thought that the blown flower technique would be a good choice to try to use these pigments without using a whole lot of the pigments. So I have mixed these pigments with mixed pouring medium. I've had decent luck using the mixed pouring medium, mixing the pigments. You can get that by sending a message to krista8974@gmail.com. And all I've done is put a little bit of the pouring medium into the cup, added some pigment to that, mixed it together, got it nice and wet, and then added more pouring medium to it. You want to wear a mask when you're using pigments. Anything powdered, wear a mask. Once it's in your lungs, you can't get it out. All right, so basically the mix for the pigments is just the mix pour itself. The consistency of the mix pour is just what I'm looking for, so I don't even need to change anything. In the pigments, I have Liquitex Basics Mars Black for my background base coat, and that is mixed with 2 parts mix, and then water, straight water added until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. And this one might show you decently what the consistency is. So this is about a 2 on my consistency scale. It is making a mound, but it disappears quickly. It's running off the stick nice and smooth. Nice thin stream. We're going to be blowing these paints, so we don't want them to be too thick. And yeah. So the colors that we have as far as pigments go, we have this Little Piggy. Oh, this color here is actually this Little Piggy Blue Eyes mixed with Whitehaven. It is just a tiny, tiny bit of that Blue Eyes, but it makes a really pretty light blue. Just a very, very subtle blue. I wanted to avoid using colors that are in here because I want to see the full effect of this. So if I were using purples and greens with it, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the chameleons and those other colors when they blended. So I wanted to, you know, use different colors there. And I also have Ballgown, which is a really pretty interference color. So I'm going to be doing one of those like ghost flower type things that I've been doing. Oh, and I told you that I would show you the last one that I did. So let me do that. So here's the last one that I did. You can see that flash is gorgeous. All those interference paints dried beautifully. This is going to be gorgeous when it's varnished. So this is the end product from the last ghost flower thing I did. I mean, it's just a blowout flower, but the idea is that the interference, you know, it kind of has a play. It doesn't really pop on the canvas until you see it at that angle, and then it's just like, oh wow. It's just kind of a hint of a flower from certain angles, and then it's like, wowee, super cool. Before we get started, have you seen the Fluid Art Inspiration cards? If you have, you can fast forward about a minute, but if you have not, what we have are 52 cards. Here is the blown flower technique from video 138. Each technique card has an associated video here on YouTube. And it gives you all of the information that you need, the exact paint brands, colors, consistency, recipe, technique, all of the things that I can't fit on one of these cards. And then this is the picture of the painting in that video. Here is a tip for that particular technique. And at the bottom, we have the color palette used in that painting. And then these two boxes can be used together as the basis of a 2-color palette, or you can build off of those 2 colors. There are also 8 bonus color palette cards. Each one has 5 color palettes. You can use all of the colors or just some of the colors. Mix and match the bonus color palette cards with the technique cards, and you have more combinations than you could ever paint in a lifetime. These are available at my website, ginadeluca.net, and also at amazon.com. Okay, you'll see I've already covered my edges. On these round canvases, there are puckers on the side. And even if you cover with your base coat, you may not get great coverage because of those little puckers. You might miss these little spots. So I cover the edges first. I cover the edges first no matter what I'm doing, just to be 100% sure that I have good coverage on my sides. But what I've noticed that I have never noticed before is how matte this Liquitex Basics Mars Black is. And I don't know if something changed with the formula, but I've noticed that my straight pours using the Mars Black have not been going as well as they used to. And I'm wondering if they did something different with the formula. So I know that the Artist Loft Black dries much glossier. So the next time I do a straight pour, I'm going to try it with the Artist Loft Black and see if I get a better reaction than I've been getting with the basics. Anywho, little side note there. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is lay down a base coat. Always check your consistency. The sauce may thicken upon standing. And I am going to be blowing this around, so I do actually want to make sure I have good coverage on here. More than I would with just a regular pour. I'm actually going to do even more. because I need this to blow easily and spin off easily. Getting the coverage on the sides here, again, is tricky. If you need to use your finger to get your sides primed, by all means, use your finger. If you have spots that are left dry on the sides, when you're spinning your paint, you might not get the best coverage going over the sides. It might not flow as well as you want. So make sure you get your sides properly primed with your base coat. I'm going to start with this blue color. So this is going to be basically what becomes the outer petals. And then the ball gown. And a bit of my chameleon color. I want to make sure that I'm leaving enough of that for my center flower. Just a touch of the black. And then one more round. I need this to blow out and stretch out. Oh dear. And that is not centered. Let me make sure I get that in the center better. My work surface is not level, so I really should be spinning this canvas every couple of seconds. Just a bit of that chameleon. And then I'm going to do a ring of my base color around this. My air compressor is set to 35 PSI. I do have the link in my Amazon store to this exact model that I got, which came with brushes and all kinds of goodies. Oh, hold on. These edges are looking like they need a bit of love. Okay, so now I'm going to blow inward. And then I'm going back out. Okay, let's give this a spin. All right, it's going off that side very easily, so I need to kind of scoop this towards this bottom edge. Hi, Bigsby. All right, just a little bit more. All right. That's a good start. And the way that these look when they're wet, you know, is not how it's going to look when it's dry. It's those interference colors are going to pop more than they are. That is just the nature. You know, the mixed pouring medium is kind of white and kind of like Floetrol, and when you add it, it kind of dulls the shininess, the sparkle, and once it dries clear, and then that sparkle really comes through. So I think this is probably going to be a very pretty piece. So let's do round 2 here. And just a touch of the black. Okay. I'm going to come straight down and just kind of get that to spread out a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of trying to go in between what would have been the petals on the last round. Right, and now I will take my skewer and bring in those petals, not all the way to the center. Hi, Bigsby. Oh my. And I'm going to give this a spin. was just looking to see how much of that chameleon is going to show up once it's dry. Trying to see what I can see. All right. I'm going to do just this chameleon. Pardon me. I'm having a bit of an allergy issue today. All right, now I have a little flexi tube. This gives me a lot of control. So I'm going to use this instead of the airbrush. And you can just use this to kind of fine tune things if you want. Like I might come out and touch this up. So you can just touch up edges if you want. Get pretty precise. I don't know what Bigsby wants. Okay, bring in the skewer again and give a little bit of definition. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a couple of drops of the ball gown. I'll do 3. In matters of design and nature, you want odd numbers. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave this alone. I think this is going to be very pretty when it's dry. I think those interference and chameleon colors are going to be quite groovy. And I still have a little bit, actually I still have quite a bit left in my cup here. So even though these are very expensive, you can make a little go a long way. I could easily get 2 paintings out of what I made from this, and I still have plenty left in this pack, and this pack is less than what you would get if you ordered it. I could probably mix 2 more cups out of, I mean, not full cups, but like how much I had. So I could probably get 6 paintings out of this little packet. So is it worth it? Depends on how you use it, I think. I mean, worth it for the wow factor? Yes. It's already beautiful, but I know when this dries, it's going to be amazing. This little center part where I use just that Chameleon, I think is probably going to be super wow. All right, I'm going to let this sit and I'll bring you in for a close-up. Back in a few. Okay, here it is. You can kind of see that flash of the Chameleon going on there. Let's see if I can get it to change to green. It's gonna all tell you the angle that you view it. You can see that ball gown is beautiful. You got some of the Chameleon blending in those petals. Yeah, this is going to dry absolutely gorgeous. I know it. I know it. That center is already cool looking. But you know, it's just going to jump off of that black canvas. So there it is. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. Please do like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. If you are subscribed and are not getting notifications, please make sure you click that bell and say that you want notifications for all. YouTube changed something and now people aren't getting notifications, so that is the answer to that. In the description box below, you will find links to my PayPal tip jar if you feel so inclined. All of my affiliate links. If you enter through those links and anything you purchase off of those websites, I receive a small commission at no additional cost to you. There's also coupon codes down there for those websites. You will also find links to my website, GinaDeLuca.net, where you can find my art and music and fluid art inspiration cards for sale. And last but not least, you will find the link to our Facebook group, Go Make Some Art. Join us there. Post your masterpieces. Ask your questions. Get some inspiration. A good time is had by most. All right. I think that's it for me for today. I will show this dried piece probably Friday. Should be dry by Friday. And yeah, so that's it for me for today. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Now go make some art.